Hello and welcome. Hey, did you ever hear the story about the guy who had a favorite axe? He was an old fella in his 80s. He bought this axe when he was a young man. Best axe he ever bought. Now, over the course of the years, he replaced the head 3 times and he replaced the handle twice. But right up until the very end, he always maintained that was the best darned axe he ever bought. Well, I have a bicycle that is very much like that axe. Let me show you my very favorite axe. This is my 1994 LL Bean Approach. As you can see, it's a totally rigid mountain bike. And you can see I've scavenged a stem adapter off it this past winter for a different project. So I am in the mood to upgrade this bike because it is the best darn bike I ever bought. I bought it new from LL Beans back in 1994. And at the time I was told that it is essentially a Specialized Hardrock with a different set of stickers. And, I can sort of believe that. Well, over the years, I have replaced a number of pieces. Let's start up front, shall we? This bike originally came equipped with Shimano, I'm going to say Alivio, combination shifters. Now this was a long time ago. It now has Avid brakes and a separate set of Tourney shifters. Now these are A70 shifters. They get the job done, and that's probably the kindest thing that I can say about them. And as you can see, I have taken the stem adapter for a different project. This originally came with a quill stem and a set of 22.2 or so inch diameter bars that are fairly common for that era. It's still available on many low-priced bikes these days. Still has the Alivio front derailleur, and you can't see it anymore, but this is an Alivio crankset as well. So it was pretty well equipped for its time. Again, 1994. Turning it around just a little bit, maybe. It has old style cantilever brakes. These things are a pain in the neck to set up, but boy, they do have some pulling power. The rims, front and rear, are Ritchie Vantage. These came off an old Bridgestone MB1 that I parted out. The pedals came from my Specialized Rockhopper. Still has the original Alivio shifter, 7 speeds in the back, and boy, that needs to be cleaned up. And it's got X-Age hubs on both the front and rear wheels. Cobwebs, poor old thing. It's been neglected, I admit it. But I'm anxious to get it back in working order. So that's what we're going to do today. And it's got a replacement, well, at the time, Kmart saddle. I'm going to look into getting something a little better for this because it is really a great bike. The handlebar is a 670 millimeter that came off my Mongoose XR Pro. I'm going to swap it out for the stout 720 millimeter handlebar from my Specialized Rockhopper. So there we go. For an old bike and a heavy steel bike, this is still very much a fun bike. And yeah, that was a fun little ride. Trail's still a little greasy from the rain a couple nights ago, but she handled well. I do have a couple more upgrades in mind for it. I'm going to replace these crummy Shimano tourney shifters. I will probably replace the riveted 3x crankset with a 1x. And on the rear, I'm thinking either a 7 or 8 speed freewheel with at least a 34 tooth low gear, make climbing just a little bit easier, and of course a good saddle. So, in summary, this bike has been a part of my stable since 1994 when it was new, and so far about the only thing that's original to it is the frame and the crankset. Well, and the rear derailleur. It's kind of like that old axe. This is the best darned axe I ever bought. Finally, let me assure you that you are not alone in this. We are all in this together. We will make it through this together. Thank you very much for watching. I always appreciate that when you do. And below left is a link to a playlist for this bike. Below right is another video link that I think you'll enjoy. And as always, please give me a thumbs up. It does help the channel. And if you have not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. Goodbye.